My name is Jake Edwards, and I'm here to share with you about my passion in life safety. The most challenging time of my life was as a young Marine. I was in the largest battle in the entire post 9/11 war. And the challenging part for me was I served with mostly Marines that I just met. Now, the reason why that was is because I had a specialty job and I was attached to the infantry guys. And unfortunately, trust wasn't developed yet, but to learn how to survive in that environment, you had to give trust to people you didn't know. So the platoon I was attached to took a lot of fatalities and a lot of casualties. They walked in with just under 70 Marines and walked out with just under 20. I've taken that experience from combat and it's been with me for my entire life. I now have come back home and I've spent my entire civilian career now out of the military working for government organizations. And now I've also started my own business to make sure I can push the largest impact possible out there. Since 2004, nationally, our schools, mostly public schools, even private schools, have been using the term lockdown as a training objective for life's imperfect moments, active threat situations, or active shooter situations. And the reason why this is an important topic is because we're learning now, just over 15 years later, that lockdown isn't working. It gives us that one-dimension option for that imperfect situation. So come my company called Lead Tactics. Lead Tactics is an action word. Lead, decentralized leadership is extremely important in high chaotic crisis situations, but it also gives you an acronym to use for other things you can do wherever you might be when this active threat situation occurs. So if I'm in a room somewhere with my class or my group or wherever I am, the L stands for lock, and we try to lock with layers of protection. Consider barricading if available. I always tell people barricading is not scary. All it is an extra layer of protection. Just like at home, I ask you all out there, raise your hand if you have more than one door lock on your front or back door at home. If you do, yeah, you're paranoid, but also that second lock, it's that barricade I put on my door because I don't have that second lock, okay, here in my classroom or in my office. Okay, now the E part, escape. Escape is so important when it comes to an active threat situation. Think about in Parkland High School, on the 3rd floor of that shooting, the fire alarm was going off and there was a fire drill earlier that day. And that school thought upstairs, at least the 3rd floor folks did, thought it was another fire drill. So they were starting to evacuate. And guess what? They encountered the shooter coming up the stairs and they ran back up and not all the kids and staff could get back into their room because one teacher locked his keys in his room, shut his door automatically locked. He forgot his keys were in there. Some of the kids were killed from that, unfortunately, but some of the kids were able to escape. Escaping is extremely valuable at any time. You might need to consider jumping out of a window like some staff and students did at Virginia Tech when that shooting occurred in 2007. So that's the escape part. What I like to say is jump on your horse and ride away. Create space, get off the kill zone. And then the A part is alert. Alert is so important. Alert is all about, hey, there's a threat, there's a threat, there's a threat. He's got a gun, or using your radio, your phone, whatever it might be. Alerting is so important. Just recently at the shopping center in Colorado, at the grocery store, one of the case studies I read after action talked about a customer coming outside and yelling, run, 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 get away. There's a gunman inside shooting up the place. So then now the D part, defend. Defending yourself is a right we all have in this country. We have a right of self-defense. And we don't have the force multipliers likely if a shooter has a gun and we don't, okay? But what we can do is we can create our mind to be the sharpened weapon that helps us learn how to defend ourselves in any given situation, where you can find weapons of opportunity, whether it be a chair, whether it be a table, a table leg you could break off, some books, whatever it could be, computer, but get creative in what you can do, because creativity is how you can survive and maybe even thrive in these challenging situations. So what I challenge you out there to do is remember, none of us want to die today. Okay? None of us want to die today. So pick well on what you do for training. Listen, learn, take it all in, and understand that our kids deserve better. We have these combat veterans out there from the battlefield back home now. We know what chaos and crisis looks like. Let's keep our schools safer than they've ever been. Remember, lead tactics, lock, escape, alert, defend. You can hit me up on my website at threatresponsetraining.com or leadtactics.org.